Why does it feel like we are gearing up for Murder Night Part 2? It's just what it feels like. Oh, whatever. Let's do the grand reopening. Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for P Valley. This is season 2, episode 9, and I swear it feels like we're setting up for Murder Night, the continuation. A lot of stuff went down in this episode. It was a lot of stuff, just little stuff, just all piled up, and it just is like stuff is just compiling on and on and on. Oh, I don't know. I don't know where we're at. I don't even know how to feel. I don't know how to feel. I don't know how we're supposed to wrap this all up. Like there's one more episode. Like how are we? I'm thinking too hard. I'm thinking too hard. Let's just talk about it, okay? Andre. We go, remember we left off, we didn't know what the hell was Autumn talking about. When she said, I can't give you Haley, but I can't give you what you want from as Haley, but Letitia can give you what you need. The strippers. The strippers. All of the strippers support, which brings the people who are that want casino. They want the strip club there. People that want the nightlife and they want that racy, life. I can give you them for votes. That's what I can give you. So that's what she did. And now Andre is looking good again. It's everybody in Chuckalisa that's living that ain't Bible toters are like yeah Andre. So it's working. It's really working in his favor. He has their endorsement. Baby, the next thing you know, here come Patrice. On her little float, baby, she got a pole. She got her this old, I said, girl, is that an old throwback Wonder Woman cat? She looked good, though. She had her little midnight blue catsuit with the stars on it, baby. She jumping on the pole and carrying on with her go-go boots. I said, go ahead, Patrice. Her good wig, honey. And she's like, yeah, Chuckalisa. She spinning. She gets up off her Bible. And I said, well, how's she going to sell this to the people? Then Patrice did what Patrice do best. She said, yes, Chuckalisa. They tried to bribe me is what they did. She said, but see, I got you in mind. They could offer me all they want, but Jesus is going to give me what I need when I bring it all to Chuckalisa. I said, here she go. She got her some gold money guns, baby. All the money that Corbin gave her, baby, she put it out in the street to the people. I said, oh, how do you win the vote? How do you win the people? Give them some money. Here's a stimulus. You win the people. I said, oh, Patrice. Baby, Patrice burns their goddamn toast every time they come to her restaurant. I said, girl, get into it, honey. Get into it. But I don't know what it's going to do for her, but we are fast approaching election day. So, in the midst of all this is going on, child, we go over to Grandma Ernestine's house. I said, what the hell? Glass of water is being knocked on the floor because she's at the hospital and they're trying to give her water. Remember, she's like, I'm not going to the water. And you keep seeing Uncle Clifford's mother saying, come on, mama, take a drink. And she's like, no, I'm not doing. She ain't trying to leave. She is not trying to leave. She's in this limbo state, but she's not trying to leave. She ain't ready to go yet. She ain't ready to go. We all know God has the final say. Now, we could talk to him and tell him, I ain't ready to go yet, but overall, when he gets ready, you're going. It don't make no difference what you do or how hard you fight. If he says it's time to come home and I got things that I need you to do over here, you're going. But I don't know. I don't know what the story is with Grandma Ernestine. And it is wearing me out. Now, I'm just telling y'all the truth. It's wearing me out. These episodes with her, like, I don't know whether to let, it's hard. Like, you don't know whether to let her go or to keep on saying, yeah, they're going to keep her. It's literally tiresome. It's tiresome, but okay. But Grandma Ernestine's still fighting. So the glass is breaking. So when she's knocking glasses down at the hospital, there's a glass breaking at her house. Honey, it's Clifford being all fancy free. He up there getting boned down in the kitchen. I said, okay. I mean, they was getting it in that kitchen. I said, you all in this flip flop and role reversal passionateness that y'all got going on. Just too much. They having themselves a good time. She said it's nice playing house, but she's convincing herself, like, she won't let herself fall into the comfort spot. She don't want to fall into the sweet spot, but she's having a hard time of falling into that spot of basically playing house with him. And she's like, it's nice to play house with you, but I know it's going to be over soon. Who said? Who said, Uncle Clifford? He don't seem to be wanting to go nowhere, and we know you don't want him to go nowhere. But now the song is popping. The song's probably got a song with Tina Snow, and it's popping. So here it is. You know, he said, you going back out on tour with her. And he's like, I don't know. And she's like, just go ahead. You got to go get this money. You got to strike it while it's hot or whatever. So they're still in that little limbo state, but they ain't fighting. They ain't fighting. So that's cool. They screwing. They ain't fighting. Okay, no problem. But yeah, they doing their thing, and it is what it is. Let's go over here and let's go to the rehearsal. They're rehearsing. Still, same stuff with Mercedes. They're riding her about her. She go to do her walk on the cell. She really can't hold herself up there long. And remember, she has Keyshawn. Mercedes has Mississippi on the bottom. So if she falls, it's going to be a mess because she's underneath her. So they call her out on it. But of course they do things in their way. They're real brash. So she's pissed. So it ends up being a big argument, and it goes down. Like, the whole argument goes down. Like, she's cussing everybody. It's Mercedes versus everybody. She cussing them all out, right? It's like, okay, cool, no problem. She gets mad. She said, you know what? Y'all do it. Y'all do. They're like, when they come out with the fact that the door runner, who half of the door is going to be going to Keyshawn, because she is the one. Her name is who's pulling the people in. She's the headliner. She's like, for real, Keyshawn? And Keyshawn's like, well, girl, maybe we could just break it up to where we're like 4 different ways. And she's like, no, girl, you need this. So then Autumn and Mercedes get started. She said, you need to go ahead. If you can't hold the stunt, then you need to figure out how to get down out of the stunt. Don't try. You can't, look, if you can't do it, you just can't do it. She's going to say, you know what? But whose fault is it that I can't do it? Whose fault is it that my shoulder got messed up anyway? She told her, you need to stop playing the blame game. She said, do I? Do I? Because if I'd have never went up in that room, I said, oh, y'all speaking too freely about this down here. It's just a mess. But it's Mercedes against everybody. Mercedes tears down the flyer with her picture on it. It's like, try to do it without me. Just do the whole opening without me. And she goes out. She runs out. Uncle Clifford runs out there, and there's this whole exchange they have, and she's like, I need the truth. I really do. I need the truth, Uncle Clifford. I need the truth. Is it that Keyshawn is actually better than me? And he told her, he said, listen, it is what it is. Like, just accept it. Time moves on. And he told her, he said, sometimes you got to learn to dream a new dream. Sometimes you got to learn to dream a new dream. She said, sound like you talking to yourself. Naturally, ain't he always? Every time he talks to you, Mercedes, he's talking to himself and you. Y'all are both exactly the same. Y'all are like kindred spirits. And in the midst of that, Farrah is texting her, talking about, can you come up to Houston? She need to see her. I said, oh. So it's like an hour drive. And she did end up going. I'll talk about that in a second. Before I get to that, there's a little situation there, honey, where Keyshawn runs into Diamond in the kitchen. And they have this moment. He notices that she still got the necklace on. She said, it works. You know, it still works. This, that thing, and the other. And it's like this whole thing where you can see he not as angry as he was. He's worried about her, you know, and whatever and whatnot. And baby Big Bone rolled in and set up some boundaries and marked her territory, baby. Or so she thought. She said, because she went in there to get some water in her little drink thing. She said, she may be thirsty, but I'm hungry. I said, oh, out with the old, in with the new. I said, no, Miss Big Bone girl, you good for some things, but girl, you won't never replace Keyshawn. And that there's a thing. It's a thing, baby. It just is what it is. Anyway, let's move on. Let me go talk about old nasty Farrah, honey. Farrah, Mercedes gets there to the place where Farrah told her to come. It's a whole exhibit, beautiful exhibit of those pictures that she took. These pictures were fabulous. Fabulous pictures of Mercedes. And she's coming through and she felt good about, like, she really felt good about what she had done. And I think that kind of tweaked it as like, because she had said when she was arguing with Uncle Clifford, I should have been gone like 5 years ago. Like, maybe it's time to go ahead and go. You know, you forcing it. Maybe it's time to really go ahead and go. But in the midst of it, be okay with what it is that you've actually done. That was like the first part of it. That was the first part of it. So, again, there's something else that you can do other than actually being up on the pole. You just got to figure out what it is. Because we've been dealing with this ever since we started watching this. We know that the new girl is coming in. You know, this dancing thing, it's just like modeling. It has a time limit on it. Your body can't hold out forever doing this stuff. But anyway, so that was that. That was all. Now, right after she ended up getting there, she ends up seeing Farrah. Farrah basically tells her, you know, yeah, this is it. This is what I wanted to do. She tells her, I'm actually divorcing her. She said, girl, you want a divorce? All that money? She's like, yeah. She said, money ain't everything. She says the rich bitch. You know, she's like, I'm not gonna do it. I'm just, that's it. And she says, you know, I'm really sorry about that night. I didn't want it to turn out like that. I didn't want it to turn out like that. And I didn't think that I would ever see you again after that. And she said, well, she asked her, would you fuck me again? And she was like, no, I will not. That was business. That was business. And she said, and you know, she said, maybe a little pleasure, but it was for the most part, it's business. I'm not a lesbian. I'm not a lesbian. I'm not interested in being in a lesbian situation with you. That's kind of it. So she just kind of ate it. And she said, well, enjoy the situation here, the exhibit, and take care of yourself. And she went on. And I said, girl, that might have been your next little lick, honey. Literally and figuratively, honey, but whatever. Anyhow, so that's that. That kind of like put a nice little bow on that little situation. So no, she's not a lesbian. No, she's not. I don't know if she's going to end up with Maine or what, because, you know, he don't have what it is she wants. What do you want? What do you want? Anyway. Back over at the Pynk, Keyshawn and Big Bone have another run-in. And Big Bone tells her, she bumped into her in the hallway, and she's going to say, watch where you going, bitch. She's like, I didn't see you. She says, listen, you and I didn't meet properly. She said, well, it doesn't really matter if we met proper. I know enough about you that, yeah, I know more than enough that I need to know about you. She's like, what? She gonna say, well, don't believe everything that you hear. She said, these walls have ears and they talk. She was like, it don't always, things you hear don't always be the truth. She's like, whatever, girl, I'm glad you leaving tomorrow. I said, oh. So Keyshawn's just kind of looking at her like, what the hell? Like, yeah, girl. Like she said, it has ears and mouths too. That was a nice little threat. Like, girl, I know you're going to make a little dash, honey, and I can screw it up if I just choose to. Child. Anyway, so then we see Autumn. Autumn go flying to the bathroom. Flying to the bathroom. She got to throw up. I said, no, 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 no. I know this heifer ain't done got pregnant. She throwing up. Whisper rolled by and says, hey, are you ready for some twins? I said, no, shit, no. Not pregnant with 2 babies. So that's what the wind says. I said, damn. Really, Autumn? You done did all this. You done dragged Andre around, and the first time he gets you good, he got you, honey. Got you to knock you up, not with twins. I said, sometimes, Whisper, they ain't nobody ask you nothing. Anyway. We at the Pynk. It's time for the show. They already having issues with old girls outside talking about this. We already passed the 50%. We passed the 50% occupancy, this, that, thing, the other. She run over there. Uncle Clifford is going back and forth. We're going to say, come on, girl, come on. And she looking at Big Al. She'll say, you fine. She said, come on, I'll give you him. You let me go to 75%. She was like, you know you want to spend that stimmy and you know you want some of him. She said, okay. Big Al was like, I ain't no hoe. They schmoozed her, honey. She out there. She had a whole plastic bag on. I said, girl, whole plastic bag over top of her outfit. But there, being messy. Anyway, then they like, Uncle Clifford, look at this, chap. No murder will make sure that you have a success for this reopening. Him and Tina Snow is coming to the Pynk, and they saying it over the daggone social media. So that, you know, the people coming, the money coming. Now, all of that's going on, but we got Maine and the boys. They actually suspect that Lil Murder is the one that took out Pico. I said, Lord have mercy. So they're at the club, too. So we got everybody there. I said, why does it feel like I'm getting a headache? It feels like we're setting up for murder night again. I'm like, oh. So here we go. Baby, listen. The truck opened up. Baby, out come Tina Snow and Lil Murder. Tina Snow is being played by Megan Thee Stallion. Y'all know I live for Megan Thee Stallion. That broad, look good, baby, and all this white with this white hair. I said, Megan, come through. And baby, here come Lil Murder with his fine self dressed in white. As usual, he in all white, but baby got this red fur coat with the train, and they carry the train to the. I said, you know what? I had to do the pause screen. I said, look at y'all, honey. Look at y'all. Y'all better goddamn do it. They was done, honey. Superstar status, baby, showing up. I said, come on. Hood famous. Come on. So they coming in. They going to perform. Uncle Clifford, of course, got a little attitude. Going to say, don't tell me how to run my club. He going to say, I got you. Just whatever. He going to say, get out my face for I suck you. I said, ah! These two. Get out my face for I suck you right now. And he going to say, no, if I suck you for. I said, you know what? Neither one of y'all ain't sucking nothing. We at work. That's enough of y'all. Them two, honey. I said, oh, nasty and nasty, honey. Thing one and thing two. Everybody want to get a little blurping going on. I mean, ain't nobody blurping no bird around here. Anyway, So you see Tina Snow, baby, she got it for everything, honey. She's hot, hot thing. She keep looking down on Little Murder, talking about, yeah, everybody know about Little Murder. I mean, Big Murder. Everybody know. Child, Uncle Clifford was like, okay, bitch. He's like, chill, let's do a shot. And she pouring liquor in his mouth. Uncle Clifford took the bottle. I said, Uncle Clifford, calm down, girl. He ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere. Knock it off. So he said, y'all go get y'all rehearsed, get y'all stuff rehearsed. Y'all get it together. They go back in the dressing room. Uncle Clifford snaps out. Here go Toya. She back again. She done sneezed or coughed. She coughed. He went off. Went off. So you don't want to make my grandmother sick, this, that, thing, and the other. And she's like, no, I didn't. I didn't do it. How you know it was me, blah, blah, blah. He just took her and yanked her up and threw her out. Told her, get out. You're not dancing. I don't want to see you around here at all. Somebody else went to cough. He gonna say, who coughed? You bitches. So for salt, he's all on edge. So they throw her out. She ends up sitting out things. She crying. She down bad with everything. She said her car was going to be repossessed. Her lights, she got a 10-day shut off. She got eviction notice and all this. Child, Roulette rolls by and her and Whisper done recruiter Toya. I said, oh. See, they got a whole lot of mess going on, so they don't be turning tricks now. That's what they gonna be doing. She got her money from Duffy and all that. Got her this badass chain and all this. It's just too much going on. So we got these two. We got Roulette and Whisper is bringing the girls on board to a whole prostitution ring going on. We got Duffy and Big Al running drugs through the club. Everything and all this stuff Uncle Clifford don't even know about. Then you got Autumn with whatever the hell that is she got going on. It's just too much. It is just literally too much. In the midst of all this, it's Uncle Clifford. There's somebody back in the like I said, they recruited Toya. Told Toya she gave her the money. She gonna say, I'll pay you back. She said, pay me back. Bitch, that's your first pay. She's like, oh, is this for yeah, bitch, you've been recruited. You now a whore, along with being a dancer. And girl, you done got in with the wrong crew, honey. This ain't Dolly Parton in the best little whorehouse in Texas. These are different kind of whores, honey. They fight, shoot, and cut, and make men suck guns. And girl, get ready, honey. Get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. Anyway, it's Uncle Clifford. You got somebody waiting for you back in the Paradise Room. I said, Lord, not the Paradise Room. Guess who it is? It's Corbin. Corbin, he's like, I got something for you. I wanted to bring it myself. Come on, one time for old time's sake. It's a box. Open the box. They got neon lights and they got an old cat of 9 tails in there, honey. He gonna say, come on, Clifford, can't nobody do it like you. Maybe he took his little clothes all the way off, honey. He go stand through the pole. She gonna say, all right, maybe just one time for old time's sake, honey. Got the lash of them. She needed to work off some steam anyway. So she dominatrixed his ass, honey. So he said, can't nobody do it like you. And it was so funny when they told him he had somebody meeting him in the room. Little Murder had overheard. He was like, I don't do clients no more. I said, y'all, here y'all go. Y'all are in that business where y'all got to do what y'all got to do, child. Y'all stop that. Y'all stop that, child. But she go over there and service Corbin for $250,000. Honey, he gave her $250K. And she was like, you got a lot of money. Where are you getting all this money from, Corbin? He's like, I got it. You need it, but I got it. I said, oh, okay. Come on. Can't nobody do it like you, Clifford. He beat the shit out of Corbin. Anyway, moving on. Then we had this whole little run-in with Duffy and Roulette. And, she's just so rough for Duffy. She grabbed him all by his neck because he went to, kind of like snatch her up. But it was like a cute, like, snatch up. And she gonna say, she got him all up in his collar and was like, don't do me, He like, hey, calm down. You always pleasuring everybody else. Who pleasures you? She said something. Next thing I know, baby, he get her up against the wall, baby, get up in her mouth, and then went down there and stuck his fingers down there, baby, and serviced her right out in the hallway. I said, not fingering her in the hallway. I was like, oh, girl, you doing all that in your outfit, and then you going to go swing around the pole. Girl, I don't be up underneath you, honey. But anyway, so that was all going on. Then we get everything started. Here comes Andre. Andre comes in, do a little speech, and everybody's like, yeah, 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 we love Andre. Okay, whatever. Get him on out the way. Him and Autumn get together, and they back in the back. She said, you gonna be the mayor, my king, and you can't be seen kissing your mistress out. Let's get up out of here. Let's leave. Child, they get out the bar. They dash. They going up into his apartment. They already kissing, and because she said, I got to tell you something. Maybe they kissing and carrying on, and get up in his apartment, baby. His wife is sitting there waiting on him like, oh, really? Really now? So what is she? She's your campaign manager? I said, oh, girl. I said, you got a lot of nerve with all this. Because when he walked up in the house, you was straight up sucking off the doctor. So, girl, shut up. Anyway, she need to go ahead on home and stop her bull crap. Anyhow, she was on my nerves. Back at the club, here's the performance with Tina Snow and Lil Murder. They jamming, turning the club out. Child of two gangs get to going at it. They get to fighting. They get to fighting. In the midst of them fighting, Keyshawn gets stuck on stage because Lil Murder's gone off stage because they rushed and got Tina Snow, all that. Keyshawn ended up falling. She down in Mississippi in the middle of the stage, crouched down, and they fighting all over her. And baby, you see, woof, 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 honey coming through, gun in tow, honey coming through. It's Diamond, baby. Diamond, come on, grab her like he always do. Get her out, take her back to her. Just like everything's moving in slow motion. Child, next thing you know, baby, she ran up and kissed him up in his mouth. I said, that's how you do it. Baby, she kissed him up in the mouth, baby. You see in the reflection in the mirror, big bones. You know she's spinning the ones and twos, honey. And she look and see that mirror, honey, and see Keyshawn kissing Diamond up in the mouth. Her whole face dropped. I said, oh, sorry, sis. Sorry. And she like, all right, you know, only problem now, you know Keyshawn supposed to be leaving. But anyway, he was stuck in the kiss, baby. He's like, okay. And he's like, all right. Then he's like, So he gets away from her. He goes his way. She go her way. And they like, I'm like, oh, she don't get stupid try to stay. It's time for you to roll. You got to go. She's supposed to be leaving. And Big Bone, she on her own thing, period. So that's that. Last time we see Big Bone, she looking in her phone at pictures of her and Diamond. She hot. She is hot. And then she got a picture of Montavious' ring. I said, what is she getting ready to do? Now I remember, y'all remember, he told her it's protection. It's protection. It needs to stay put because it's bound. I think she getting ready to go get that ring, y'all. And when she get that ring, all hell is going to unleash. I said, this is going to be a mess. Is this the window that Montavious actually needs to come back and wreak havoc on the Pynk? I kind of think it is. And I knew Big Bone was going to have something to do with it, with her little evil looking self. And she's vengeful, so he'll be able to use her. I said, Lord have mercy. Anyway, so that was that on that. Lil Murder is just like so hot. He is so mad. And he's like, you some niggas trying to run up on me on stage? This, that, and the other. And he's going off. He's back in Uncle Clifford's office. And as he's talking, he ends up, you know, saying, you know, he lets her know that he actually killed somebody. She's like, is that what you had me covering up that day when got rid of the clothes and stuff? That was actually Big Teak. That was stuff he still ain't never told her that. He said, no, that's not what I had you help me cover up, but I did take out one of their people. I'll take all these niggas out one by one. I'm not playing with them. And she said, you gonna need Diamond, you know, to go on out with you as security. You need like a Diamond. And he like, I'm gonna pick my own. I'm gonna be my own security for me. You know, he's just mad, knocking shit over. In the midst of that, she knocks over a box, and it's a box with pills in that. And then she's like, oh, you kidding me? So she goes in the other room. Now she into it with Big Al. Her and Big Al get into it, and Big Al told her, you know, she said, I'm not about that life, Big Al. I told you that. I'm not trying to do all that. So they going back and forth. Big Al told her, you could have been the queen. You could have been the queen, but I don't know if you scared or you just, I don't know what you're doing. But right now, you just a bitch being punked by another bitch, and that light skinned bitch is gonna take you all the way down, Clifford. This, that, and the other. And she said, "You fired, Big Al. You're fired." He gonna say, "After all I done, you firing me?" And then he ended up walking out. And that's why I was like, oh my God, let's not do this again. I said, here we go again. Everybody, all the troops is being separated out. Ain't that how it all happened on murder night? All the backup, all the heavy hitters were separated out, and they were all separate from each other. And the evil got in. I said, Lord have mercy, here we go again. Then there's a phone call from the hospital. And we don't know what that phone call really was, but Uncle Clifford's face just didn't look right. So I don't know what they actually said to him on the phone. Then we got Lil Murder and Mercedes end up, it's like, oh my God, everybody ended up right back where they started at. He said to her, why wasn't you dancing? She's like, sometimes you just gotta, you know, the legend gotta just sit back and just watch what's going on, this, that, thing, and the other. And they go on, and he said, but she said, what are you listening to? He said, just listening to something to calm me down. And she said, he said, it's some records that's not ready for release. She gonna say it must be some slaw. He gonna say, no it ain't, no it ain't. Then he gonna tell her, you know, you a legend, this, that, thing, and the other, you bad, you know. I'm still getting nervous. You know, he's like, you got my legs shaking, I'm nervous. And he asked her, I want you to listen to something. I said, it's so funny. Right back in the Paradise Room, I said, everything, they're right back where they all started at. I said, this is so crazy. This is so crazy. Whew. Last thing we actually see, we see Uncle Clifford, and he ends up running into Keyshawn. She's actually writing on the mirror, I'll be your sister forever. You know, I'm your sister forever. And he's like, really? This is what's going to happen? Like, you was going to leave. You wasn't going to say bye or nothing. And she like looked at him, and she ran up and hugged him and stuff. And he told her, he said, I don't want to see your pretty face around these parts ever again. Do you understand me? You go on and you fly. And she's like, all right. She ran on out of there. So she done left. But I just don't know. Everything's just up in the air right now. And it's very much on the to be continued. Listen, when they was cleaning up the parking lot, getting everybody to get gone, and the little gangs, there's a girl who's pregnant, Pico's baby's mama, she's pregnant, and she's like, he did it. Lil Murder is the one that did it. They are, you know, consumed with that. They believe it's Lil Murder that actually did it. I'm like, this is crazy. So we got that hanging over our head. So we got them. We got Big Bone is preoccupied with Montavious' ring and breaking the protection that's around Diamond because she's pissed off. Plus, she know the information about Keyshawn. So she probably want to screw her up. Then we also got old boy that Whisper and Roulette done did in. We ain't heard from him. And then we still, the election day is the next day. So I was like, I thought everything was kicking off like this. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know where we at. But we got one last episode. One last episode. So, you know they're going to cliffhang us. But how deep in the cliff are we going to end up? I think we're going, this next week's episode, I think I'm just going to be, child, it won't be this. I'll be drinking something totally different. I could. Child, y'all trying to make my nerves bad, and I don't know what happened to Ernestine. Damn it. Anyway, look, I'll see y'all. But our nerves going to be bad next week. Y'all might as well just get ready. Let's all just wear black. Just because. Let's wear black. All right, y'all. Later.